Alright, pretty much when you get down to this point, you get all the main stuff off, you're going to go ahead and pull this end off right here, and you're going to have some stuff up in here. The actual poly is right up in here. It's a good little ways in there. So this right here, the fun part is getting it out. Alright, that one's out. Now the poly is right here. Alright, pretty much you're going to just come down here where your poly is. It's already bad. It's going to take something. And pretty much get it out of the groove. Alright. Once it starts out, it comes out pretty easy. But this is pretty much what has failed right here. This is your poly. It's just dry rotted. It's bad. It's going to keep leaking until you get it done. It's got double seals in it, so it's pretty simple to put back in. And then, so the next step is we're going to go ahead and re-clean this out right here and start putting it back together so we can get it back up in the machine. Now while we're at it, we're going to go ahead and take this off. This one right here is busted up pretty good too. So get that out of there. We got a brand new one going in, so let me get it cleaned up, then we'll start putting this thing back together. Alright, now it's all cleaned up. Let's go ahead and clean right here, get our stuff out of the way. Alright, this one's self-explanatory. All you do is just put it on. Slide it right into place. That one's done deal. As you know, this one's definitely going to be your dust protector right here. Now this one came a little bit different than what's with the packing. This one had a bottom ledge down below, so we're going to be putting that back in exactly the same way. But all you're going to do is you're literally going to come in, squeeze, and just pretty much start working it into the groove. Now when you use a screwdriver, just be very careful. All you're doing is kind of helping it. You don't want to push anything into it and split your poly or damage your poly. All I'm doing is literally coming right beside it just to help kind of guide it past the lip. Alright, now it's pretty much going in exactly the way it's supposed to. The last little bit is always fun. Alright, as you see, all I'm using is plastic to push it in. It's literally going right into place. Alright. As you can see, the poly's in where it's supposed to be. Alright, where the O-ring was in there, just double check to make sure it's exactly where it's supposed to be. So this is pretty much done, except for the top part. And that was actually simple. That's just a dust seal. Just pretty much use your thumb, push it into place. It's got a little groove it went into, and it snapped right in. So that part is done. Now when we put it back together, we're going to put a little bit of grease on there. And actually the final part is really just super simple too. These right here. Actually, I say super simple, but actually they can be a pain in the butt because you gotta stretch them. So if they're bad like that, you can just go ahead and, you know, get them out of there. All right, let's clean this part up, and we'll get the new one on. Now that's cleaned out, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna put this one on right here. Work its way around. Take your time because you don't want it to twist on you. Alright, that one's in. We'll come in on this side. Put this one on. Now those are on there. We're going to put a little grease on here. Make sure you got this right here. We put a little grease right here on the seal. There's a little bushing in there. And the dust seal up top. Now, you also have this right here. We're going to put some grease around it as well. Just put a little thin layer. You don't want to use grease, you can use a little thin layer of hydraulic fluid. Alright. We got the grease going, we're going to go ahead and put a little thin layer of grease on these right here as well. Alright. Pretty much going to take this right here and carefully, be careful of the threads on that. Come back up. And work your way in. Alright. That's why you want the grease on there. Now that that's on there, and it's got a nice firm fit to it, we're going to go inside it back into our actual cylinder right here. From this point, we're just literally going to take it same way. These right here have to just work their way in. That's why we put a little bit of grease on there. Make sure everything looks smooth going in. Just wiggle back and forth a little bit. Alright. And that is going in. Alright. Slide this in. Now this right here, we're going to take a mallet and we're going to lightly tap it into the cylinder. So all you have to do is pretty much put the cap back on. Alright, pretty much right here, all we're going to do is just tap it back into place. Just work your way around. Everything looks good. Pretty much you've rebuilt the cylinder at this point, and you're going to put the cap back on. So we're not going to tighten it until we get it back up on the machine. Right now we're just going to go ahead and get the cap on here. Now this is pretty much the cylinder that does the tilting on the forklifts. So it's just as important as the lift cylinders. Right. Now this is all tightened up, snugged up. Alright. This is going to be the end for part 2. Part 3 is going to be, we're going to come back, we're going to put the end on it, we're going to snug it up on the machine, then we're going to paint it and get it into the machine and get it back up and working so you can actually see it working after we've rebuilt the cylinder. So I hope that helps you guys, and I'll catch you on part 3 of 59 videos. Out.